Aquarius, you are developing a new intuitive ability, a psychic ability, intuitive ability, energetic capability. This could be another clair, like clairaudience, clairsentience, clairvoyance. It could be one of those or something even beyond that. I've been having activations with smell recently, which has been really interesting. So it might be smell for you. Or it might be clairsentience, like a psychic intuitive knowing. And what this ability is helping you do in this moment is, I'm hearing sniff out. It might be smell for some of you. Sniff out, suss out toxic energies. Okay, and these toxic energies could be people who have managed to get in your energetic field and you didn't know they were having such an impact. Or it could be people that you've been wondering about, what's their true intentions, and now you're able to clearly pick up on it. There's also something beyond people that you are able to connect with. Like I'm seeing a tree here. You're able to connect with the tree and understand and communicate with the tree and what is toxic to it. Or animals. You're able to perceive which animals are coming to you as benevolent messengers and which might be coming as watchful spirits that you don't want around you. This is kind of this is an out there message. So you're either on board or you're not. But whoever's on board with this message, it's exciting. But what you need to remember is it's coming to you, one, because you earned it. You worked for it. And two, because you're meant to use it. So there's a responsibility I feel Spirit is pointing you towards with this ability. And whenever we get this new intuitive or intuition becomes stronger, we can spend a lot of time just being wowed by it. Wowed by the synchronicities, wowed by the strange events that are happening, wowed by our premonitions. And that's, it's inevitable. That's going to happen. But then once we see something for what it is, this is a real, true, intuitive ability I have cultivated, then we must put it into action. Then we must use it. And it seems to me, based on some cards that already came out, I put them back in the deck, but it seems to me that it is to find and remove, and I did get that for you, and expel energies from your space that are no longer needed. See, I've been working with your energy all week, Aquarius, and it hasn't been ready until today. Expulsion. That's the word I got. This was yesterday, entering into a new territory. Yeah, and then I'm getting a chill here. There is something about animal spirits too. Okay, being able to discern the message from an animal spirit, whether you see a picture of it, it just keeps popping up in your life, it's like a symbolic thing for you, or whether it's an actual animal that visits you. Because not all energies are equal here. There's different wavelengths within these visitations, okay? And you're able to tell which is which. Same with people you encounter. It's the same thing with people. But Spirit wants me to emphasize that it goes beyond people. Places hold energy. There's energetics, which is why I do my readings in this room all the time, is because I've really worked with the energy in this room and I constantly maintain it, clear it, clarify, all this stuff. I like to contain the collective energies I work with in this room as well. So there's a reason for that, why it's always here, okay? So remember that certain spaces have energy signatures and you could pick up on that. You might be somewhere and be like, I don't know, something feels off here. And you can't pinpoint who or what or why. But the question you need to ask is where? Where are you? Because something could have happened there historically and it's holding the energy, or there's just something about that place, that space. maybe you're looking for a new place to live and you need to pay attention to that, or a business thing is happening. I don't know. Pay attention. Same with roads, traveling down roads. Turn around if you feel guided to turn around, even if it doesn't really make sense. Okay? Trust your intuition, because it's more than intuition here that I'm picking up on. It's like a clear psychic knowing. Okay? So let's see. What do you want to say from the animal spirit deck? We're kind of doing things a little bit different here for your reading, I notice. I didn't even mean to start with this, but it's in my hands already. Got there. So let's see. What do you want to say? Firefly, simplicity in childhood. This is a gift or an ability that you already had in childhood. I'm hearing seeing in the dark, and that's, you know, fireflies, we see them in the dark. Raven at the bottom with magic and destiny. So some ability you had when you were a child is coming back or getting stronger. And in the past, this ability may have been used for a different purpose. But I'm so certain that this ability is for you to identify energies that you could either transmute if you want to take on that project, I'm hearing. You know, do some healing work in different places or with different people. You could definitely do that. Or to identify these energies and stay away from them. That too. We have Seal, spirit and perception, and Gray Huron, introspection and patience. I feel like this is the past energy that you've been working with, like very introspective and being very patient to allow spirit to show you what something is, or to follow through with the experience to see where it goes. You know, this is more cerebral, intellectual. You were, you know, tracking things, analyzing things and adapting to the situations. And it worked for you, but it's kind of a long process. You had to kind of see something through to know how it would all end up. And it's like now with the Seal, spirit and perception, you don't have to go through all those motions. Something can happen quicker. Your knowing will be confirmed to you quicker if you act on it, I'm hearing. If you act on your psychic ability, your intuition, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, right? Whatever's comfortable for you. If you act on it, if you make that U-turn when your gut's telling you to, if you already know something about something, you know, you just know it, and you act on that, you'll get confirmation. Because in the past, there's some kind of doubt, but it was wise to doubt. Because, you know, sometimes we can mistake intuition for like a trauma response, or, you know, something unhealed, like, oh, I just know this person's a bad person. But really, we're just triggered on a subconscious level, and they're not actually a bad person. We're projecting onto them. You know, there's a lot of stuff that goes on, and that's all true. But if whoever I'm connecting with today, you've already done all that. Like, you've already introspected on your intuition and where it's coming from. You've been patient with yourself. And I feel like Spirit's been patient with you too. You know, like this gift is coming exactly when it needs to. I feel guided to use this deck. Hearing cacophony, and I'm using a lot of different decks here. Some of you are going to hear interesting. Some of you are going to hear a conversation, like in the ethers. Okay, so, and then I see share your voice, come out of the cave, persecution and expression. You could also be communicating with others telepathically. Priestess, how are you being called to set up and lead with boundaries? Where do you need to establish better boundaries? You might also want to set up some telepathic boundaries, okay, which is a real thing that you can do. I'm seeing a red thread, like threading off a space. Interesting. Trust the niggle. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? And then underneath I'm seeing retreat. Right. So you can set some boundaries here telepathically, and telepathy comes through for you, Aquarius, quite a lot actually in your messages. Someone may be trying to connect with you, but you're setting a boundary. You're being called to step up and lead, to share your voice. But the boundary is important. Not all who hear you will listen. So don't engage with those who have their ears open but their eyes closed. That's what I'm getting. Be selective. Some of you are readers, intuitives, healers, shamans, I don't know, whatever you're doing there, creatives. You have to be selective about where you put your attention, who you give your attention to. Okay, I'm going to take these off the table. Let's see what's going on for you, Aquarius, in regards to this message. What does Aquarius need to know, Spirit? Deep diver, diving into a task, and wailing tree, reconciliations. Yeah, and I was going to say that with this gift or ability you had when you were younger, a child. I don't know what happened. Maybe a trauma, maybe just social programming. I don't know. But it got lost, or someone questioned it, or it wasn't honored, or you were told that your friend is make-believe and not a spirit guide. Do you know what I mean? And you began to believe it until it disappeared. It's things like that. You know, children have so much access to the spirit world because their imagination is wide open and active. Okay? And what you can imagine is what can be in your reality. Okay? So there's something you're reconciling here from childhood. Yeah, the tree, right? I said that. You can feel the trees and what's toxic to them. Look at this wailing tree. Were you a tree child? Did you talk to trees a lot? Try to go back to that time and see where the magic came through for you. Deep diver, diving into a task. Okay, so this is a big deal that's happening for you right now. And all the other things that are going on for you. You know, this is happening in the middle of your life. There's other things happening in your life, no doubt. But Spirit wants to concentrate on this today here. Okay, so let's see. The energy supporting Aquarius, Spirit. Stoicism, peacefulness, receptiveness, and manifestation. Look, another image of a tree. And a cat hair on top. Stoicism, playfulness, I said, but peacefulness, receptiveness, and manifestation. So part of this gift and this ability is to activate it and engage with it when you are grounded, when you are centered, and when you are at peace. And this might be hard because it's being activated right now for you so that you could suss out the toxic shadow entities and all of that stuff, which can bring about fear and urgency and suspicion. And that's not a place of peacefulness. But because you've done so much introspection, you should be able to detach from those emotions that override your intuition. So what I'm trying to say to you here is that you receive the full power of this gift when you are in a place of balance, stillness, and being grounded. Not when you're reactive or somebody's pissed you off, you know. you have to recenter yourself. And this might be like you come back to a situation in a couple days in meditation or just in stillness to really hear your intuition or to use that whatever is happening for you, the clairaudience, the clairvoyance. Because you're also able to not only see things and know things, but to manifest things. Like the boundary. So you want to manifest things from a place of peace and balance. Because everything is cause and effect, karmic exchange, you don't want to do something manifest something out of a reactive or triggered energy. So this is pretty powerful stuff. But you can do it, otherwise the message wouldn't be here for you. Just remember that, okay? I'm getting the U-turn again. The message might come in very quietly. Just turn around. I don't like this. Just turn around. You don't need to ask why and all that stuff. It's like you're grounded. You know you can make a decision, so you can turn around. Okay? I don't know why that's coming through that way, but it is. Okay? Maybe the U-turn is symbolic. Reconciliation, right? You're turning around to reconcile something, diving deep. Well, when you build a bridge to your past, especially to your childhood, your inner child that's living in the past there, when you build a bridge to it, you are diving deep. So be careful, I'm hearing about, conflict, competition, and oppressors, beast. Be careful of stories and narratives and messages and things to just totally cut off the past, that the past no longer exists, it only exists in your mind and all of this stuff, because your inner child, parts of your inner child, not the whole thing, but parts of it are living there. So you don't want to cut that off. Which isn't to say you have to live in the past, but building a bridge to that realm, that space-time realm, allows you to connect to this ability that you have. So some of you, I'm seeing a child journaling. Maybe you want to, it's kind of a creative exercise, but journal as if you were your childhood self. You might want to try writing with your non-dominant hand. See what comes through. I don't know. This is interesting. Wayfarer, contemplation, search for truth, inner guidance. Yeah, this is like you going on that quest to connect with that part of you. Okay, let's get the challenge here, Spirit. What's the challenge? Specters, discernment, critical thinking, and insight. When you're highly intuitive, it's so important to understand the difference between how do I say that? Well, I'm getting imagination happening in two ways, like specters of your imagination in a way that isn't connected to anything. And then activations of imagination that is connected to something. There's a difference. Some people might challenge you. Okay? I mean, a lot of people challenge people who are intuitive. Portal, because they haven't gone through the portal, or they're scared of the portal, or they don't, they just don't understand it. They want control. They like narratives that make sense, that are straightforward. They don't want to go on the spiral. They don't want to go through the portals and the realms and do all the energy work, and they don't have to. But you may find that some of those people question you, challenge you, and you can welcome it if you want. I do. I like to engage in it. It's interesting. It helps me articulate to myself my own position, which is why I like engaging with that. It gets it clearer for me. And then I also like to hear why people don't believe as well. And I like to really push it and see where the root of it is, which isn't always appreciated by others. But so you can engage in it if you want, or you can just leave it alone, right? You have to decide, how toxic is it for you? 9 of Swords and the Tower in reverse. Yeah, somebody in your life, might not just be on the same page as you when it comes to spirituality, okay? Everybody's got a right to their own perspective and their own opinion. As long as you're not hurting anybody, okay, then don't mind the opinions they have of you or their perspectives on you. Okay. There's a lot of eyes on you too, Aquarius. Can I get Aquarius's overall energy? King of Wands. You march to the beat of your own drum. I mean, that's Aquarian energy. Some of you are artists, and your art is like a download. It's coming from the aliens. No, I'm just kidding. It's coming from spirit. Well, maybe, I don't know, maybe you see spirit as an alien. Your higher self, your consciousness, your guides, your angels, whatever, right? It's coming from a place, a higher form of consciousness is the crux of it. A higher form of consciousness, your musical inspirations, your poetry, some of it. Those moments where you're like, wow, how did I do that? How did I come up with that? Well, that's part of your gift, your connection. Let's hope the aliens are higher consciousness, including empathy. Okay. 4 of Pentacles. For what you don't see coming. This is guardedness, being reserved. But look, this is the boundary. See that I said the red thread, and here it's showing up as like a brass chain link something or other. Chain link fence? No, it's not a chain link fence. But there's a boundary here. And it's interesting because as the energy progresses, I'm feeling more playful with you, which means something has softened a little bit when we connected with your child aspect, which is great. Because playfulness and laughter, when you're working with spirit and when you're working with your psychic gifts, is so fun. And I can feel the energy, like it's a higher vibration. It's rewarding, and it's clarifying. It's detoxification when you're able to laugh and address something with a little bit of humor and have fun with it. It doesn't mean it's not serious and that you're seriously doing some energy work, transmutation, alchemy, psychic abilities. You're still doing all of those things. It doesn't always have to be serious or hard. Sometimes it is. It can also be playful. And I think that's part of your gift, actually, the playful nature. But what you don't see coming is that your boundaries work. Energetic boundaries work. If you don't want someone to read you, they won't. They can't. You just block it. Energy work should be done carefully, with permission, and respect for everybody's energetic sovereignty. So if somebody pushes past your boundaries, I mean, cause and effect, there will be repercussions for that. Knight of Swords. Swift repercussions in this case. So if you want to put up an energetic boundary, you can. Now there's also another message here. I'm hearing the girl with red roses as I look at this. Girl with red roses. Something about home is coming through. What's that? Maybe be careful who you let in your home. King of Pentacles. Something about money and home. Oh yeah, we were talking about place. King of Pentacles, very grounded, invested. There's an energy invested in a certain place. Why does Aquarius need to know this? What is that? Knight of Wands. It's a portal. Look at this portal. The place is a portal. Maybe you haven't found it yet, but you'll know when you find it. You'll feel it. Or some of you are thinking already of a place, and that's right. That's it. I have a place that I need to go to because I know it's a portal, but I've been putting it off. So you'll know. Okay. Yeah. So let's see. The opportunity is the Knight of Cups. Look at the big heart. The point of all this is not so you can become some psychic overlord with all this power. The point of this is so that you can live from a heart-centered space and listen to what your heart is saying, your soul is saying. The seat of your soul, I'm hearing. The seat of your soul, your heart. And so that you can allow yourself to feel safe enough to open up and to know the truth from your heart. That's the point. Say something more about the heart, Spirit. What else about the heart? Seven of Cups. Look at that beautiful card. Seven of Cups pointing at the stars. Your heart points you and connects you to the stars. It helps you identify what is yours. You know, there's all the stars in the sky, but here she is pointing at that, just that one. It's because the heart is telling her, you, whatever your gender is, telling you that's the one. Otherwise, Seven of Cups, it's confusing which way to go. So that's the point of having this gift, cultivating it, using it, embracing it. That's what the goal is ultimately for us all. To be led with our heart. Okay, let's see. Led by our heart, yes. Let's see the challenge, Spirit. Ace of Pentacles. Hold on, there's something weird here I can feel. Okay, what is it? What is in the Ace of Pentacles? That's the challenge. What's there? Foresight and strange land and grief. The challenge is you can see things coming. You have foresight. Oh, I didn't see this behind it. Healer, heartache. Wow. Grief, healer, heartache, and foresight. Strange land. You are a healer, okay? I mean, we all have that capacity within us, but maybe you've embraced it. And the challenge here is that energy boundary again. You're able to intuitively tap in to what something is, or what someone is going through, without entangling yourself in their energy. That is so important, okay? You don't need to become one with someone's energy to understand or to know. This is, yeah. And there's also a curiosity that you have that's a little bit of a challenge. Something that pokes its head up from underneath the earth, and you're like, ooh, what's that? I want to look at that. But meanwhile, your heart is pointing you towards the stars, but you're like, wait a second, what's that peeking up over there? Strange. I've never seen that. And I feel like here, Spirit is saying, it's okay to have that natural curiosity, but there's something about getting consumed or wrapped up in someone else's grief or energy. You know, someone might start depending on you to heal them. And that's not your job as a healer. Your job as a healer is to heal yourself and share the lessons you've learned from that process and teach others how to heal themselves. That's the ultimate healer, in my opinion, anyways. And intuitively, that's what I feel too. So be careful of that, getting wrapped up in someone else's energy, or like becoming their port in the storm, because you can't always be there. You're traveling many different places. Okay? So be careful of people building a dependency on you and your energy and your wisdom, your foresight, your insight. And then also your empathy. Be careful energetically of getting wrapped up in someone else's story. Okay. So let's see the advice, Spirit, for Aquarius. What's the advice? 8 of Wands. Yeah, see, you're moving. You're all over the place. That's funny. I was hearing that. I didn't say it, but I was hearing that song Under My Umbrella, which I still don't know exactly what that's pertaining to, but here I'm seeing the card. Maybe you're under Spirit's umbrella. But you're going many places. Spirit is taking you, guiding you to explore the energy that you've cultivated. You can use it. It's a communicative ability as well. What does that mean, a communicative ability? 9 of Wands. What? The Chariot. It's something, it's how you communicate. This is part of it. I'm seeing someone pull someone out of quicksand. You're able to pull energies out of something here. The Chariot, the snail, and move them forward. Energies that are exhausted, tired, wounded. You're able to do that, but it's so important that you don't sink into that quicksand with them, that you maintain your lightness and maybe even a little bit of a distance as you facilitate or explore what you can do. So let's see what's going to manifest in the next 3 months for you, Aquarius, and then I'm going to go into the extended. No idea what's going to happen there. We're just going to go a layer deeper, see what else Spirit wants to bring through for you to know. If you'd like to go to that, there's a link in the description box below. If you can't go to that or you don't want to, then just trust intuitively, psychically, as you are, that you received all you need to know right here. Okay, so let's see. Next 3 months. Ooh. 6 of Pentacles and the 3 of Pentacles. Ooh, this isn't a solo journey either. There's other people like you, Aquarius, that you could work with. They might not have exactly the same skills and gifts and abilities, but You could complement one another. There's a partnership here. A working together to build something. I'm hearing sustainable, something that's going to last. And this is why I think that gift is so important about like sniffing out toxic energies from energies that are full of creativity and growth and fruitful. Because you are meant to work with some people here, but not all people. So discernment through this ability. Okay, Aquarius, that's what I have for you. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.